Woo! That was fun. Like, and you have you played this song before?
Well, I heard you humming it just before the start of the show, but no, I haven't heard it before that.
This is outstanding. I mean, how do you do it? Like, you just listen to a song and
Well,
start
it's
playing?
quite slow, which helps, so I get a little bit of time to absorb the harmony. But
But also because is it also because of the song that the song has a a lot of
it's linked.
similarities
Yes, it's linked.
with the Celtic
Yeah,
music.
it is. It's a simple structure which is very familiar to the ear for me. And there's just a modulation in it which happens, which is very unusual.
Very unusual. Yeah.
But I was looking out because I thought, but I really like that because you hear the sort of Celtic sound and then suddenly something incredibly Indian comes in, which just lifted
Fantastic.
out of that.
So you, as you were telling me, like right from the time you were a child, you were into doing music, like
Oh, yeah.
either it
Yeah.
was a flute or maybe a guitar.
Everything. I was passionate about music.
You
spent
were
my-
also playing the guitar, the piano,
Yeah.
the harp.
Anything, and I didn't play the harp. I didn't play the harp until I was
Now
an
that
adult.
that is the story I'm coming to.
Okay.
Like, why and how the harp?
Well, I always played the guitar and I always sang. And actually, it was my mother who said, I really think that you should try the harp because I think it would suit you. But I was in my 20s and I really didn't have much faith that you can
Because
learn
you
an
were like,
instrument. Not quite like that,
yeah.
but a sort of slightly gentler version of that I was doing. And she was fairly convinced that it was the instrument that would suit me, that I would be able to accompany myself with it, that it's a universal instrument. It is the oldest instrument in the world, the harp is. And every culture, every country has a version of the harp somewhere in its musical history.
Yeah, like we have the surbahar
Yeah.
or the surpeti, which is also a kind of a harp,
Yeah,
which is also similar. Like when we sing in Indian classical, like the classical artists, they use
Absolutely.
a instrument which is very similar to a harp. Like,
Yeah, and all the religious buildings of the world, in all the temples, there's some kind of sculpture of a version of a harp. And it also happens to be the national symbol of Ireland,
okay,
where I was born. And I found that it was has a sound which lends itself to my kind of voice. And I felt it was just it was the beauty of the look of it and the originality
could you
of it.
explain me a bit about the instrument now?
Well,
Like, what the technical part, like a little bit.
this is a small version. I mean, there is all sorts of sizes of harp.
Okay.
And
how
this
many
is-
strings do you have?
This one's got 31 strings.
31 strings. All right.
Yeah, I have a much bigger one which is up here, which is also a Celtic harp.
Okay.
With 34 strings.
34
Not much more, but it gives a huge difference. The size of it gives a lot more volume.
Okay. And these are the tuning pegs.
Yeah, these pegs shorten the string by a very small amount, just changing the tone by a semitone, so that
Okay.
you can then change the key of the harp, so that I can sing in different keys, songs in different keys. And if I was playing a concert harp, which I don't play, it would be it could be huge, and it's got pedals, so that you can change the strings while you're playing, which seems
Okay.
quite complicated to me actually. To use your feet, your hands, and sing at the same time, I think is beyond my capacity. But singing and playing at the same time is already quite as much as I can do.
So, like, could we hear a song from you now?
Sure, I'll sing you an Irish traditional song.
Which is in the key of
C.
C.
Yeah, do you want to join in? I'll sing a fairly simple song,
Fantastic.
which the words are written by Yeats, W.B. Yeats,
That's beautiful.
who actually knew Tagore very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was the person who suggested put Tagore forward for the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yeah.
And just a few months ago, there was a sculpture of Tagore that was placed in St Stephen's Green in Dublin in October last year.
It was down by the Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Sally Gardens on little snow white feet. She bid me take life easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I was young and foolish, with her did not agree. In the field down by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid the snow white hand. She bid me take life easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I was young and foolish, with her did not agree.
Billy Rose was a low rider. Billy Rose was a night fighter. Billy Rose knew trouble like the sound of his own man. Busted on a drunken charge, driving someone else's car, a local midnight sheriff's claim to fame. In an Arizona jail where you doesn't need to tell the tale, how Billy fought the sergeant for some milk that he demanded, knowing he would pay the cost, knowing he was on a loss, and well, he was severely reprimanded. In the black on a block, he hanged himself at dawn. Well, some of it was stuck to the bunkyard. Don't mess with me, just take me home. Come on, lay, help us lay.